Savaina devasura martya tirtyan Savaina devasura martya tirtyan Nastri nashandu napumam najantu Nastri nashandu napunam nayantu Nayam guna karma nasanachasan Nayam guna karma nasanachasan Nisheda sheshu jayatat ashesha Nisheda sheshu jayatat ashesha. Translation: The Supreme Personality of Godhead creates His minor parts and parcels, the Jiva Tattva, beginning with Lord Brahma, the demigods and the expansions of the Vedic knowledge, Sama, Rig, Yajur, and Atharva, and including all other living entities, moving and non-moving with their different names and characteristics, as the sparks of a fire of the shining rays of the sun emanate from their source and merge into it again and again. The mind, the intelligence, the senses, the gross and subtle material bodies, and the continuous transformations of the different modes of natures all emanate from the Lord and again merge into Him. He is neither demigod nor demon, neither human nor birth of beast. He is not woman, man, or neuter, nor is he an animal. He is not a material quality, a fruitive activity, a manifestation or non-manifestation. He is the last word in the discrimination of not this, and he is unlimited. All glories to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport: His Divine Grace, Exi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is the summary description of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unlimited potency. The Supreme One is acting in different phases by manifesting His parts and parcels, which are all simultaneously differently situated by His different potencies. Parasya Shaktir Vividaiva Suryate. Each and every potency is acting quite naturally. Swabhaviki Jnana Bala Kriyacha. Therefore, the Lord is unlimited. Na tat samas cha vyadikas cha drishyate. Nothing is equal to Him, nor is anything greater than Him. Although He manifests Himself in so many ways, personally He has nothing to do. Natasya karyam karanam chavidyate. For everything is done by His expansions of His unlimited energies. Magyana timirandasya yananjana salakaya chaksur militanyana tasmai sri gurave namaha. Nama om Vishnu padaya Krishna prastaya utale srimathe debambrita swami tinamne prachare purvak sancha vaktachara pravinata parartata ping karunyam jasa sarvichate nama. Vancha kalpatarvishcha kripa sindhu vyayavacha patitanam pavanevyo vaishnavevyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Good morning. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratefulness. I'm grateful of being an honor to be invited to do a little service here in the Holy Dam. Thank you to Panchagauda Prabhu and Dharmama Prabhu for inviting me to try to speak a little bit. I'm sorry for my English is not that good, so I will try to speak as properly as I can so you can understand me. Okay? Well, this 8th canto, I make some notes so I don't forget. Kali Yuga Mind. This 8th canto is, these few chapters in the beginning are describing Gajendra's pastimes. Especially this chapter is talking about Gajendra's prayers of surrender, which is really nice lesson to us who are trying to follow the path of bhakti-yoga. There are a few things I was trying to think about this and how they were so relevant to one's spiritual life. The first one I was thinking is about Bandhanam, one of the angas of the 9 angas of devotional service, which usually a devotee performs Bandhanam quite often during the morning program, repeating the prayers of the previous acharyas. But rarely we are, at least me, practicing Bandhanam, like approaching to the Lord in a mood of prayer, to pray. And usually the mood of prayer in this era, this contaminated era, is like we always come in front of Krishna when we want something. Especially we don't want to suffer, or we don't want to struggle. So many of us that we were born in the West were raised under the Jewish and Christianity culture. So we always ask God for something. We never offer things to God. We were raised like that. And Srila Prabhupada changed the paradigm by telling us that we have to offer things to God. We don't need to ask God many things. So how do we offer God a prayer without asking Him things? Or if we ask things, what are those things that we can ask that are not the beneficiary is not us in the ultimate sense of the prayer, that is just to pray to God, to please Him, to praise Him. So it's difficult, it's kind of tricky, because usually when we are in trouble or where we commit a big mistake or we offended somebody, is that way we usually get some regret and try to pray, oh, please forgive me, please Krishna, give me the intelligence to face this situation, give me the strength to stand the storm, give me the strength to, how you said this, give me the strength to surrender my ego, to endure the purification of saying, I'm sorry, you were right, I'm wrong. Those things, the mood of prayer is something quiet that we have, is a muscle that we have to work every day in our life. And also the mood of praying here as Gajendra is because he was fighting so much with this crocodile for thousands of years. So he remembered this prayer from previous life, and he just started reciting. And there are 4 things the Srila Prabhupada teaches what we can do when we pray. 4 things that we can focus our attention about Krishna. One is His name. We can set the mood of prayer and reciting His name, His many names, especially the primary names are Krishna, Rama, Hare. And there are so many names of Krishna. Then His qualities, His guna. Everything is beautiful about Krishna, everything is wonderful about Krishna. And then His form, His rupa. how strong he is, how attractive he is, how the shape of Krishna in different incarnations, especially Govinda that is playing his flute, Shyamasundar, and then his leelas, the pastimes, the activities that the Lord performs. So there are 4 things that when you read about these prayers of different personalities across the Bhagavatam, they always bring a whole arsenal of prayers. It's like they describe a lot about Krishna. You are the unlimited, the galaxies, the universe rests in you. You are there, but you're not there. You're outside, and everything. All the demigods pay obeisances to you, and you are the creator, the maintainer, the destroyer, the one who gives all the benedictions. A devotee of Krishna should know how to present Krishna perfectly. And usually we train by reading these prayers. When I was doing for many years the service of taking the initiation test for devotees who were about to take initiation. One of the questions is, why do you believe in Krishna? Why Krishna? Why not Buddha? Why not Jehovah or Allah? Why Krishna? Why do you think Krishna is God? And many of them will answer out of emotion, because he's God, because he's nice, because he's beautiful. And sometimes I say, oh, that's nice, that you believe in God because you like him, but you, as a devotee, you are going to be a disciple of a spiritual master, and you need to represent your spiritual master. You need to present the science of bhakti-yoga and why Krishna is God. What is the argument that, beyond any doubt, Krishna is God? And it's quite simple. In the Bhagavad-Gita, Srila Prabhupada described, in the introduction of the Bhagavad-Gita, he describes Krishna as Bhagavan, the one who possesses the 6 opulence, and full strength, wealth, renunciation, beauty, knowledge, fame, and nobody else has all of them, and nobody else displayed all of them in a lifetime. Sometimes somebody is beautiful and strong, but is not pronounced or is not wise, and like that. And there is, if you find somebody that has those qualities in full at once, then that person is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And there is no other character and history of humankind that show that but Krishna. So learning how to pray, how to offer prayers, is a very enlivening and deep practice of devotional service, trying to go in, offer your heart to God. Not only when you're in trouble, like in this case, Gajendra's pastime is because he's in trouble, but also to please him, to please God, to please Krishna. So that was interesting. I was meditating on that. We also pray to Krishna to take shelter of him, to praise him. It's like there is no bigger shelter than you. There is no one else to go. There is nobody that can really protect me but you, because you are the one who really gives protection and shelter and comfort your devotees. That's the way to praise Krishna. When we feel weak in our spiritual life, we should practice praying. Never go away from Krishna. Never turn our backs to Krishna. We should always take Krishna's shelter as our first choice. when we are struggling in our spiritual life. Also, we should intensify the mood of dependence of Krishna, depending on Him to carry on with our lives. Our life is full of challenges and doubts sometimes, so we should, at least it works for me, it has worked for many years in that way. Depend on Him, be humble, let Krishna control the results of things, let Krishna control the situation. That's the way of the mood of praying. Then another thing or point that I saw in this pastime of Gajendra is to be well situated. I don't know if many of you have discussed this topic or not, but to be well situated is a thing that I've seen many times, that devotees are trying to perform devotional service, but they are agitated. They are discouraged, or sometimes they feel non-enthusiastic enough. I don't know how you say that. And sometimes that is a symptom that a person is not well situated. Either, what does that mean? Either, in Gajendra's pastimes, Gajendra was an elephant, the king of elephants, but he was not in his element. He wasn't fighting on top of the water. So the crocodile was in his element, so he could be more strong. In the long term, he was stronger, and he was beating Gajendra. So that's why he went to Krishna and offered his lotus flower with his big nose and tried to take shelter of Krishna. So what does it mean to be well situated? Well situated means that you are humble enough to understand that you are out of your game, out of your league. You know, sometimes you are over-endeavoring, want to do many big things, and you barely have time to chant your japa, or barely have time to organize your life, you know, or take care of the people that you need to take care of. So we need to endeavor to the max whatever we can do, but under our capability. Sometimes also a devotee is trying to do more tapasya than he should. Like, I was reading Srila Prabhupada's conversations the other day. I don't remember quite exactly where it was, but he was saying, somebody was telling Prabhupada that the devotees were doing this austerity, tapasya of, you know, fasting on entire day and only eating at night. And Srila Prabhupada wasn't pleased by that. He was like, why my disciples are trying to do more austerities than I gave them? Why not chant 16 rounds and follow the 4 regular principles? That's not enough austerity? Why they just focus on things that I didn't tell them to? So sometimes when we are brahmacharis or grihastas or vanaprastha or sannyas, we're trying to, I don't know, this expression is overkill it. I don't know, it's well said. It's like overperform the thing, and that doesn't really help us in the long term. It doesn't give us more enthusiasm, doesn't give us more devotion, do not make us more humble. Sometimes doing a lot of extra austerities just make one's heart hard as a rock. So being well situated means that there are a few symptoms that you should know when you are well situated in Krishna consciousness, in your ashram or in your varna or in your service. Few symptoms. Once you're happy, you enjoy it, doing kirtan with the devotees, you like to be in the temple, do the programs, you like to read, you are enthusiastic doing service. It's not like, Prabhu, you should do this service. Oh man, again. Prabhu, can you please do this? Can somebody else do it? Prabhu, can you please trying to be more, conscious of your activities and your manners. Well, I'm like that. People should accept me as I am. You don't even feel enthusiastic to change your own persona. You think that you already are the way you are, so there's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to learn. So that is a dangerous position in devotional service, because Krishna is always humbling us somehow or other. It's always showing us that we have more to give, especially more ego to surrender. There is always a little more there. And yeah, and also when you are well situated, you are not so distracted doing devotional service. You are not, distracted. You're focused. You achieve things. You are successful. You put goals. You meet those goals, and you feel the sense of accomplishment when you do service and that mood. You feel enthusiastic. You think that you can go all your life doing service. When you feel like you're doing service and you're just waiting to see who else can come and do this service, unless you are a manager in ISKCON, that's the only excuse. Because it's really hard managing inside of ISKCON. But the rest of the services is like, we should take shelter in the service. Reading, chanting, doing sadhana, cooking, cleaning, serving the Vaishnavas, doing book distribution, preaching programs, whatever we need to do to expand Krishna consciousness is actually our real shelter. So, I'm sorry, I'm just checking my time. I think that sometimes we perform devotional service in an automatic mood. We just do things again and again, and we don't really consider things, what we are doing, the things that we are doing. We are not in the proper mood, praying, taking shelter of the activities that we do, being grateful for the activities. Feeling well situated is also you feel grateful, you feel happy doing service. You see the deities, it's so beautiful, the devotees are dressing the deities. How nice they are doing that. They're cooking, so how nice the devotees are cooking for us. How the devotees are making books so we can go and distribute them. The devotees are doing kirtan so we can engage our senses in hearing and chanting about Krishna. So you feel for those little things, there are little details that we pass or give by granted every day. You feel grateful. You really deeply feel grateful. When you really feel like that, you are being healthy, spiritually speaking. You feel healthy. When one start giving by granted those things, then you start getting distracted and being discouraged and don't having a real taste for what you're doing. So usually when that happens, our lower nature takes over our activities, and devotional services feels hard, feels heavy, feels like a struggle. So we should be very careful of watching out for our mood for performing activities, especially praying and doing service. Then lastly, what I saw in this, sorry, I need to move my leg a little bit. What I saw in this purport, the Prabhupada was talking in the very last part of it. I was trying to think how to apply this how to understand this in our life and how to apply it in a more practical way. Srila Prabhupada says here in the very end of the purport, he says, although he manifested himself in so many ways, personally he has nothing to do. Natasya karyam karanam chavidyate. For everything is done by expansions of his unlimited energies. And then I was thinking, Krishna has unlimited energies, and how do we deal with that? With that unlimited energy, how are we relating to that unlimited potency that Krishna has in our regular life, daily life? And what it comes to my mind was this verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nama Chintamani Krishnas Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purnab Sudonitya Mukto Vinatvam Namanamino, which is like Krishna, all the potencies of Krishna are bestowed in His name, are contained in His holy name. So we are dealing with the unlimited potency, everything that Krishna is. All His energies, His potencies, His Shaktis, everything is inside the holy name. There is no difference between Him and His holy name. And since we are, today is the last day of the Holy Name Festival, since we are coming out of the wonderful week of the devotees who are doing Kirtan this week, I would like to mention a little bit regarding that, the chanting of the Holy Name. So, chanting of the Holy Name is praying, is asking Krishna for service, but also is anga of devotional service who is giving us the opportunity to please Krishna, to make Him happy. He's self-content, but he's Radha Raman. He doesn't need anybody, but he's giving us the opportunity to please Him. Chanting the holy name is a personal, intimate activity that every devotee do every day, and there is so much to it. It's like there are so many books written about the science of chanting the holy name, about the world that the holy name means. But I will say a few things only, because I'm limited. I'm not such a big scholar, but what I can speak for my small teeny Vijnana is that chanting of the holy name is our true shelter, and also is our most precious inheritance from our acharyas, from all the great personalities and saints and spiritual master from our disciple succession, and is the ultimate gift, is the most easy way to take shelter and pray to Krishna. If we are not able to exercise our intellect, our emotions, our mood to pray to Krishna, at least we can repeat these three words, Hare Krishna and Rama. And even if we are not so, how would you say, dynamic, or I can't find the words in English, I know in Spanish. We are not mature emotionally to understand that we are approaching God, we are trying to serve Him, and we are trying to have a relationship with Him. We should repeat only these three words. Our great acharyas explain over and over again that even if you don't understand, even if you don't know, you just chant anyways, and it will cause the effect. Like Srila Prabhupada said that you take the medicine even not knowing exactly the components of the medicine. Even if you don't understand those components, the medicine does effect on you no matter what. But the same thing, when we pray to the holy name, when we pray to Krishna, and we offer our chanting to Krishna as a way to please Him, the holy name of Krishna, take us, purify us, give us shelter, give us the potency to carry on with our life. So I was meditating on how Krishna has unlimited energies, and as I said before, dealing with that unlimited energy is as easy for us as chanting the holy name. It's tricky easy, because it's easy, you can repeat, but in the long term, to have a relationship with the holy name is difficult, because we repeat and repeat and repeat Krishna's names, and we sometimes don't feel anything. We don't feel love, we don't feel a taste, and say, how come? And you can turn it to a mechanic practice, and sometimes many devotees feel discouraged to chant because they don't know if they are committing more offenses than pleasing Krishna. So, but we should keep trying and trying and trying, and never give up, because it's our only medicine to get cured from the disease of material ignorance, illusion. So there are different stages of chanting the holy name. To just oversee them quickly is the offensive stage, where we are, nama parada, when we are not really conscious of what we're doing, and we just like kind of funny, we're trying to be devotees and stuff, and we commit mistakes and offenses, and we don't know how to deal with the devotees. We are not mature in our relationships, and also we are not mature in our character. So therefore we commit mistakes and easily can offend the holy name. Anyways, the holy name is so merciful that it grants spiritual advancement anyways. And then there is the intermediate reflective state of chanting the holy name, which is the what is the name? Is Nama Parada? Namavas. Namavas is the shadow of the pure chanting. It said, and there, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes Namavas in different stages, like 4 of them. And it says, even having a little teeny faith and the shadow stage of Namavas grants all sorts of benedictions and liberations. What to speak of chanting purely and Sudanam, the pure chanting of the holy name. So when we chant our rounds during our life, we have a goal. Our goal is to at least try to come out of the offensive stage of chanting, trying to overcome that challenge, trying to be at least more reflective. That's something I wanted to say about that. There are many ways of getting distracted, chanting, and getting discouraged. But if you read, sometimes when you study about chanting the holy name, also give you enthusiasm and give you another perspective to chant. There were some time when I was discouraged of chanting because I wasn't feeling any taste and I wasn't feeling anything. I was just hearing my mind. It was a 2-hour torture. Just different thoughts and ideas and whatever distractions come to your mind. And I approached different gurus and my Guru Maharaj and His Holiness Gunaraji Maharaj too, and I asked him many things. And they encouraged me to study about chanting the holy name. So I studied for 2 straight years everything that has to do with that. Harinam Chintamani, the ocean of the waves of ecstatic love for chanting the holy name, and Nama Rahasya and Nama and different writings from Sachinandana Swami and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and I even started giving seminars regarding chanting the holy name, just to fix the thought in my mind, the idea. And then slowly I start feel more enthusiastic about chanting. But it's not an easy task. It's not like, oh, okay, I will chant and everything will be okay. A devotee should never stay still. You should always try to get better and find a way to get better. Find a way to go deep and find a way to go strong. So slowly I got out of that stage and feel more enthusiastic and more respectful for chanting the holy name, and also I feel more grateful for having the opportunity to chant among the devotees and japa and kirtan and bhajans and kirtan melas and festivals and whatever has to do harinams. I feel deeply grateful after those years of studying. So just to share with you that sometimes it's not easy. It seems easy, but a devotee who is trying to advance in a spiritual life and be a better devotee and be a shelter to others and be an instrument to expand Krishna consciousness should always try to get more serious, more mature, go deep inside his heart, trying to clean all the time and clean any kind of bad manners or bad habits that we have, and always do a introspection of how we are doing, how am I doing okay, I'm happy on the stage I am, can I manage this, trying to push yourself to grow up and mature more and more in Krishna consciousness, at least to repay a little bit everything that Srila Prabhupada and the disciples section Guru Parampara have given us. So, in that way we become better, we become a shelter to the devotees. To anybody who is new to Krishna consciousness, we can enthuse them to take part of this chanting of the holy name and tell them that it's worth it. It's worth it to spend your entire life doing this with the devotees. Going across the globe, expanding the Harinam Sankirtan movement is a glorious way to spend your life. A life of pure devotion. Surrender to God and do something substantial for the humanity. Give them the holy name and ask them to join the movement of Lord Chaitanya. Okay. I think I talked too much. I hope that my English was good enough and you could understand me. I'm sorry for any mistakes or offenses I could commit during my humble exposition. I will finish here. If somebody has some questions or comments, I will happy to hear.
Prabhuji, it was a wonderful class. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening.
Speaking from your heart, I can see that you're a very powerful preacher and that you convince many, many people about the Hare Krishna movement. Thank you. I have one question. You said, always take Krishna's shelter as first choice.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada emphasized this, that we should surrender to Krishna. However, we're reading here that Gajendra took 1,000 years to surrender. So after 20 or 30 years, I'm not at all surrendered. Can I be complacent and not feel too bad because, hey, Gajendra took 1,000 years?
Well, thank you, Prabhu, for your blessings of trying to convince other people into Krishna consciousness. Well, I will say that we have a very short span life compared to Gajendra's. So in proportion, I think 1,000 years of Gajendra's life is like a few months of our life, maybe a few years. Maybe you can be complacent for a few years, but if you want to last in Krishna consciousness, you sooner than later, the devotees will poke you to, come on, don't give up. We're doing it. Please help us. We need your help. We cannot do it without you. Yes.
This is just an additional comment to Smarty Prabhu's question about Gojindra taking 1,000 years. So, at least by now we should know, we've been here a hell of a lot longer than 1,000 years.
Yes, too.
And we still haven't surrendered. So, now reading about Gojindra should be an incentive to surrender now.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Just appreciating the wonderful opportunity that Lord Chaitanya, Goswamis, and Srila Prabhupada is giving us to have the Srimad Bhagavatam, to have the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Bhagavad-Gita, assembly of devotees in Krishna Balaram Mandir, the opportunity to do the chanting and to sit together, kirtan. So how can we more appreciate, I mean, this could happen once every billion, trillion years. How can you even fit that into our brain that once this might be our only opportunity to take such a advantage of making spiritual advancement and appreciating the holy name?
Yes. Thank you. You inspire me. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the Assembly of the Devotees.